Well, I go to basic training for the 8.5 weeks. After that, I go 13 weeks to my technical school, and then after that, you go wherever they send you. I get to go places I never even thought I could go. Thanks for coming, everyone. If I would have been expelled, I would have never been able to go to the Air Force. Could have ruined my career.
This is where Gary Tudesko's nightmare began back in 2009, right here on Willow Street. He and a friend had gone duck hunting early on the morning of the 26th, but they didn't want to be late for school. So Gary was sure if they locked both of their guns unloaded inside Gary's truck parked right here on a public street off campus, it wouldn't be a problem. But it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, every time I go hunting, I think about it, because it was actually opening weekend, and I got in trouble with duck season. There was a cop there, too, and they said that I had to let them search. They said, unlock your vehicle. That's why I opened it. I told him I had nothing to hide. There was no, sense of danger. They weren't scared.
But that's not what Principal Geivett told the board at the expulsion hearing. He definitely considered Gary a threat.
This is a serious offense. In my opinion, the threat was that a person who parks his vehicle on campus, near campus, can very easily go to that vehicle and use those weapons to harm other people.
But in the next breath, Mr. Geivett admitted he knew he could have trusted Gary to take his firearms home.
Certainly, yes. If I had, there's no doubt in my mind if I said, Gary, go home, bring those guns home, lock them up, he'd have done exactly that.
I was never harmful to anyone. You could ask anyone there. All the teachers thought it was, it wasn't right, but they couldn't really say anything because he's their boss.
This turned into fear-mongering and character assassination. Gary's become basically the poster boy for how silly some of these zero-tolerance policies get when we toss common sense out the window.
Gary is anything but a threat, and I was amazed that they decided to use that word to describe him.
A sticker and a ribbon for a cause of justice for Gary.
But it backfired on him. They didn't anticipate the public outpouring of support and the indignation on the part of the public that this was taking place. They weren't prepared at all for that.
I would like to now read portions of the decision. The Glenn County Office of Education Board reverses the decision of the Willows Unified School District Board to expel Gary Tudesko from the Willows Unified School District. I adjourn this meeting.
The crowd also applauded the board for making clear that the Willow school administrators exceeded their authority because Gary's truck was not parked on school property, that Gary was not given the opportunity for a fair hearing, and that most importantly,
this was prejudicial abuse of discretion by the district as a result of the following: that this pupil's presence causes a continuing danger to the physical safety of the student or others. The district shall reinstate the pupil, orders that his record of expulsion and any references to it be expunged by the district, and awards any costs incurred by the pupil or his parents being reimbursed by the district.
It feels surreal. Yeah, it was a long fight. 3 months out of school. That was a lot of catching up to do.
That's a good word. It is surreal. Not fighting wasn't an option.
I'm glad we fought that fight, me and my mom, because I knew I was right. The gun was in the right place. It was in a locked vehicle off school campus. They had no right to do what they did. Why should I give up my rights when I didn't do anything wrong?
I felt on top of the world. I was amazed, totally amazed, not just at the outcome, which was thrilling, but again, that you're not alone. You're targeted, and then to find out you're not alone, that people know and they care and they're willing to do something about it. That's the most important thing, and I think the NRA is the standard bearer in this, and that they come to the defense not only of the large cities and the big name cases, but also the individuals in small towns and individual cases.
Made the biggest difference. Without them, I could have paid with the rest of my life for that. If I would have gotten expelled, it would have closed a lot of doors for me.
It's changed Gary, it's changed me, but I think it changed everybody for the better. It also brought people in this community to an awareness that the things we take for granted in a rural community, like our Second Amendment rights, the right to have that gun, the right to go hunting, could be taken away from us by those who don't believe that that Second Amendment right is an absolute in our Constitution.
The school was wrong as far as I'm concerned, but it was taken care of, and he's a better person for it as far as I'm concerned. And we all have a little bit more knowledge, but it was very wrong.
I was worried that, just thinking, man, if I get kicked out of school, it's going to ruin everything. I'm glad everything worked out, and I'm very excited to go to the Air Force. I feel like it's a good opportunity to serve your country, and, I think everyone should serve their country in some way.